Wait, before we get too far into this video, let's take a moment for our sponsors.
Sorry for this interruption, but we need to talk about what is healthy information and what is unhealthy information.
Okay. Healthy information is when you're hearing something, reading something, or learning something from a trusted source or primary source and making sure it's correct. Healthy information can come from networking, advertisements, social media, news websites, and documents. It's always helpful when you can tell that these are trusted based off of who's saying it and how it's being displayed to you. It's always helpful when you can tell if it's being tracked and why it's being tracked. For example, this was a trusted resource from thriveworks.com.
Now, let's talk about unhealthy information. Unhealthy information is biased and it's false. This type of information spreads by other people, rumors, and especially influencers on social media. And to make sure you aren't spreading unhealthy information, you can increase your media literacy. By this, I mean that you can analyze something on the internet, so like what an influencer is saying or talking about, or like what's all over your feed, and you can really like take it into account and be like, oh, this doesn't have to be true. But yeah, so the main point of it, just because it went viral doesn't mean it's true. This is from a trustworthy source on parentandteen.com.
Great. Now let's talk about tracking and monetizing. Tracking, in simple terms, is any form of monitoring and collecting data on these website visitors, activities throughout the website or on any platform, meaning whatever you're doing on these websites can be tracked to build an algorithm or give advertisement based off of those current interests or what you're viewing and interact the most with. For example, when you're on Instagram or a platform similar to Instagram, if you interact with one post or another, the more of that thing will start to appear.
Now, let's talk about monetizing. Monetizing on the media is when a person posts an ad with their videos, blogs, or writings, and they get paid for it from the businesses that have the ad. So a way for teens to get around monetizing is not to engage. So if you're ever playing a game or scrolling on the socials like TikTok or Instagram, you see a link, don't click on it because both the influencer or whoever's posting and the business behind the ad gets paid for your view. Most of the people you are watching on social media are sponsored and brand deals or something like that. Your view gets them a profit. Wait, Sky, what's cognition?
Yes. Okay, so cognition is when you process information and knowledge given from what you're viewing. You know what you're seeing and understand the emotion and the dynamic you get from it. Remembering an old post when you see a new one that's similar is a form of cognition. When you see an aesthetically pleasing photo, it makes you pay more attention and show more interest. Media usually uses this to draw in more attention to their platform, which makes them gain more profit. Olivia, how does social media change the perception of time?
That's a great question, Sky. Have you ever been scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, as some of you may be doing right now, and lose track of time? Maybe you say, oh, 5 more videos, and then I'll get up. But then 2 hours later, you find yourself still scrolling. This is because of time distortion and flow state. The videos you're scrolling through are short and entertaining and make you keep scrolling, sending you into a flow state because you just keep scrolling and scrolling. But then, at the end of the day, will you really remember all the videos you watched? Not really. But teens can guard against some of these negative impacts while on social media by understanding what they are watching, and that if it's just going around social media, maybe it's not true. They can also be cautious of what links they're clicking on and what websites they're going to because all those can track you. I know.
Enough said. Let's get back into our video. A-Smart.
Okay, that's it, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.